But it's this burger place called Big Nigga Burger.
I love Brazilians and Argentinians. They don't give a I've never seen someone just say that. You should. No, I'm kidding. Ow!
Yo, so yeah, that actually happened. Okay, so not clickbait at all. In this video, it's a lot that I want to touch on. I want to tell you all how I felt in that moment. I want to tell you all what even happened to lead up to that point. I want to give you all some other perspectives that you might have not thought about. And I want to talk about some other creators who also have spoken on their experience in Argentina, their experience with racism to be exact.
I wouldn't necessarily want to go back to Argentina. I mean, I did have a racist experience. Somebody called me the N-word there.
For what?
First thing first, also, I just want to say I've read all of the comments of people telling me, the history of Argentina. Oh, Argentina is racist. They don't like black people there. And I did a little research as well about them disproportionately sending black people to fight on the front lines during war, and them wanting to be more European and wanting to whiten their country and stuff like that. So I'm not just extremely or fully oblivious. I'm no historian. I don't know exactly everything, but I have seen all the comments. I have seen everybody talk about, I wouldn't go to Argentina, be safe, telling me, oh, I fear for you, stuff like that, right? So we're gonna talk about those comments and a lot of other things, okay? So, but it's this burger place called Big Nigga Burger. So, first of all, let me just backtrack. So earlier in the day, this girl, first of all, these people work at the hostel. That's what's crazy. These people work at the hostel. This is the hostel. If you guys want to go talk to them or say whatever the fuck, but this is the hostel I was staying at. And I actually didn't say anything to the hostel. I didn't, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So earlier that day, this girl, she's working at the bar. I hear her speaking English, and she is from the Middle East though. But she told me when she was young, maybe, I don't know, like middle school, she said she moved to the US and she's been living in the States ever since then. Okay, so fast forward, I do what I do. I have a nice night out, and I come back to the hostel, right? I get back to the hostel after, maybe a couple of drinks or whatever the fuck. I'm just doing my own thing outside or whatever. I get back to the hostel. It's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, midnight, something like that. It's late at night, right? And the hostel is pretty much empty, but it's the girl that I met earlier and a guy from France and then a girl from Argentina. And they're playing pool. And I'm like, yo, is it cool if I join? They're like, yeah, cool, blah, blah, blah. So we're playing pool, chilling, having a good time, laughing, or whatever the case may be. And the song is playing, and the Argentinian girl says nigga, right? In the song. She's singing along with the song, and she says nigga.
I love Brazilians and Argentinians.
That's what happened, right? And so I'm like, you guys, obviously you guys hear me speak all the time, but if you ever see me in real life, if I'm not filming, I'm very observant. I'm not really I'm not gonna say I don't talk too much. When I talk, it might be I'm a one-on-one type of guy. But if it's a group of people, I'm more so just sitting back, looking around, observing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I like to be. I like to see what's going on, how everybody's thinking, how everybody's moving. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, just reading the room. And so that's the type of position I was in. They're playing pool. It's so crazy. I just happened to turn my camera on like right before the moment happened. I'm just like filming the vibes or whatever. And she says it. And when she says it, I'm just like, okay, you know, what's going to happen now? Like, how's this going to play out now? I'm interested to see how it's going to play out. I don't feel enraged or feel the need to say anything before I understand her thought process a little bit more and understand the thought process of everybody around, right? Because then that will help me decide if this is even something worth educating somebody about. You know what I mean? You know, I have no problem educating people about this topic. And I will get more into that, but I want to finish the story, right? So how I felt in the moment, her friend almost immediately, the girl that I was talking to earlier, and this like what really like just rubbed me the wrong way, I could say. The girl that I was talking to earlier that's from the US, she said maybe, and this could have just been a nervous, I'm playing like just giving her the benefit of the doubt, right? For whatever reason. Like she could have just been nervous and just wanted to fill the space with something because she know that I was there, it's gonna be awkward, whatever the fuck, right? I don't know. But she said, oh, that's why I love Argentinians and Brazilians. They just don't give a fuck. And I'm like, that's a weird reason to love somebody. Somebody does something offensive to somebody else in the room and you say, oh, I love them for that. I think that was like the strangest shit ever. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, that's a weird ass thing to say. Like, you love them because she said nigga. You know what I mean? That's weird. And then the girl who said nigga is like, what? Oh, am I not supposed to say that? I don't even know what it means. Okay. All right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, these are people that, first of all, they're women in the sense of, like, I'm not about to argue with the woman. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not about to happen. Like, that's just not, like, it's just not happening. You feel me? But outside of that, they are people that aren't interested in being educated, okay? The one girl knows better. She's from the U.S. She's aware of the situation. And she says, oh, I love that she said nigga, basically, right? Okay? And then the other girl says, what? Oh, I'm not supposed to say that, or whatever the fuck she said, and then she just like finished playing pool. I'm not about to waste my time or energy with these type of people, okay? These people are not just not worth my time or energy, right? Like I literally, they're just not worth my time or energy. Like I'm not about to, they're just not worth my time and energy. So I'm not about to explain anything to them. I'm like, okay, they don't want to learn. If she would have said, yo, you know what? I'm sorry if that made you feel a certain type of way. I really don't understand why it's such a big deal. I hear it all the time in music. Could you explain it to me? If she would have said that, I would have been like, okay, look, so this is like what it's all about, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. But to say like, just be oblivious, like, oh, it's cool because I don't know any better. Okay, cool. If that's how you feel, if that's like how you want to go on with your life, if that makes you feel better and makes you sleep at night, cool. And I didn't tell the hostel about this because, number one, I just quite frankly didn't really I didn't give a fuck in terms of like, once again, this shit's not worth my time or energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, I don't really give a fuck. Like, I'm not about to, it's just whatever. But also, they're volunteers. Like, I'm sure, like, they probably aren't even working there. You know what I mean? So, it was just, like, not anything to discuss, I felt. I don't know. I just didn't feel it in my heart, like, okay, let me go, like, after these people or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't that big of a deal to me. And, this isn't the first time that I've experienced something like this. The first time was I was in Costa Rica, and this white kid walked up to me, and he was like, I forgot exactly what it was, but he was like, can I say nigga or some shit like that? And I forgot what it was, but he was like, well, we're not in the U.S., so it shouldn't matter type shit, blah, blah, blah. Once again, like, more so just not being understood. I don't have any problem educating, but like when you think you know it all or when you aren't interested in learning, then I'm not gonna waste my time and energy. So like when that situation happened, I'm like, bro, just walk away. Cause I'm with two of my friends. I'm like, bro, you better get punched in your face type shit. Like not even because you said the word, but because you're bothering me at this point about and you said the word. Like, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I made a story time with my homegirl in Bali, but they were from Australia and they just kept like, they was spamming that shit. And I'm like, bro, stop saying that shit around me. And they're like, oh, I said it with my friends in Australia and shit. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck who you say it with. Don't say it with me. You know what I mean? Like, and that was a whole situation, but you can watch that story time too if you want. But my point is a few things. So number one, I think how do you all feel about that, right? How do you all feel about somebody singing along with the N-word, right, in a song? I think it's sometimes I listen to music and like people say nigga a lot, and rightfully so. What the fuck, like, you know, black people could say whatever. You feel me? Like, okay, cool. But I'm like, it's hard to tell people not to sing along to the song saying nigga, bro. Like, I'm being completely real with y'all, bro. Like, it's hard. Like, with niggas, if y'all listen to like the rap music, like niggas be spamming that shit. Even me, I say nigga a lot too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, hey, but my point is like, I think Americans overestimate the. Oh, and number one, I don't think it's okay. I don't think she should be saying that, right? I don't think she. That's my official stance on it. But there's also more things to the equation that are worth talking about. Number one is, I think Americans overestimate the amount of history that people understand when it comes to America and people understanding of the severity of this word and where it comes from and all of that. I know in America it's easy to think that the world revolves around America. Like America is the sun and everybody needs America to survive and everybody knows what's going on in America, et cetera, et cetera. I can tell you, and if you travel, you know this, people don't necessarily understand everything about America. And I'll give you two examples, right? One example is if I ask you, how does North Vietnam and South Vietnam feel about Ho Chi Minh? Okay? You would not be able to answer that. Why would you not be able to answer that? Because you aren't fully aware of the history that happened in Vietnam. For example, the most you know, or average, I'm speaking to the average American, right? The most you know is the Vietnam War and America lost that shit and et cetera, et cetera. But you don't know how North Vietnam and South Vietnam feels about Ho Chi Minh. If I was to ask somebody in Vietnam, hey, how does North Vietnam feel about Ho Chi Minh? They will tell me exactly how they feel because they are from that place and they understand the history, right? Another example is you see all of these videos in like the UK, London, for example, where a black American gets asked by a black person in London that's from London or whatever, like, yo, where you from? And then the black American says, I'm from America. And they're like, yeah, but like, where are your parents from? And then the black American says, America. And they're like, well, but like your family, like where are they from?
What do you say when people say where you from?
America.
No, where's your country?
My country is America. I was born in New York, raised in.
Where your parents from?
My parents are from New York.
Americans, they don't know where they're from.
Americans don't know where they're from.
Why does that happen? Okay? So, to answer the first thing, just like you don't know everything that's going on in Vietnam, you don't fully understand the history, people likewise don't fully know what's going on in America and don't fully understand the history. They might know like, okay, this is a bad word. Okay, apparently this is a bad word. Okay, slavery, okay. But they don't understand the severity. You feel me? It's very easy to say, oh, well, it must not be that bad if they keep saying it in the song. And I love this artist. You know what I mean? It's easy to have that thought process when you don't fully understand the history of the word and the history of the nation. And I just gave an example of, and you can apply that with any place in the world. Just like how the average black American does not know that there's more black people in Brazil than America. You feel me? That is because people don't fully understand the culture of other places. It's just normal. You know what I mean? It's just normal. Like, that's normal for people to not fully understand the culture of other countries. And so just like you as an American don't fully understand the culture of Vietnam, history of Vietnam, the culture and history of Thailand, of China, of India, of Brazil, people don't fully understand the culture and history of America. I know it's hard to understand. I know it's easy to say everybody knows the N-word. Everybody knows you shouldn't. I know it's easy to think that, but in real life, when you travel, that's not how it plays out. People aren't fully aware. Fully aware. Yes, just like I said, you might have heard of Vietnam, you might have heard of Afro-Latinas, but you don't fully understand, damn, Brazil has the most black people outside of Africa. Like, you don't fully understand this, you know what I mean? And you still don't fully understand it until you go to Brazil and you actually see, like, oh shit, this is crazy. Like, these are regular black people. Like, even in America, people think Afro-Latinos are just like this B grade of black. Like, it's different somehow, some way. Like, yeah, but is he black? That's what people say. Yeah, but is he black? Like, no, these are black people. Like, nigga, these are people from Africa that went through slavery just like us, and their slavery lasted longer. But we don't fully grasp that as Americans because we're not Brazilian or we're not Vietnamese, or, you know what I mean? So, number one, the point is, understand that everybody doesn't fully understand American history, okay? That's number one. Now, number two, when I was saying the people with London or the UK, that's another example of people just not understanding American history. People don't understand other black people in different countries don't understand the severity of slavery.
Yeah, where you from?
We left the European
Wait, where you from?
I'm American. I'm from New York.
No, that country.
Where in New York?
The United States.
So are you wait. Are you African American?
I'm black American.
No.
So what country? Like,
The United States.
Where's your family? Your family.
I was born in the United States.
No, your family.
Where's your
family?
What's your ethnicity?
Ancestors.
Black American.
Where's your mom and dad from? Where's your mom, your granddad, your grandma?
My mom is from New York. My grandmother's from New York. My great grandmother's from New York as well.
Okay, so are you Aborigine? Are you
I'm a
native?
black American.
You're just black American.
Yes.
So your country is black. No.
Country is black American. Wow.
Your country is no. That's what I'm trying to say.
My country is the United States of America.
It's like,
Aren't you from Jamaica?
No. I'm born in England.
All right, where are you from?
My grandparents, my dad's side is Jamaican.
So where are you from?
Jamaica.
All right, where else are you from? Where?
England. Jamaica, England, Grenada.
You know, you want to know something? Because the statement that you're trying to make is a statement that applies to you as well. Because you're assuming
I know where I come from.
All right, so where do you come from?
Jamaica, Grenada, and England. Yeah.
Jamaica.
Originate. Wait. There's come from and originate, so we can go deeper.
All right, so where are you from?
I am from England, London.
All right, so what's so hard for me to believe that I'm from the United States of America?
No, I'm not saying that you're not from.
You was trying to say that.
No. That's not what I'm trying to say.
So what are you saying?
No, I'm saying, like, where do you originate?
Yeah, a black American. I'm American.
Okay, cool. That's nice if you think. No, I understand it. I understand that's what you think.
If black people in another country don't understand the severity of slavery and why we are detached from our African roots, why would you think the average person in Argentina understands this shit? You feel me? So I am at a point in my life where I understand that some people are just ignorant, and I know ignorant can come off as a negative term, but in reality, ignorance is just the lack of knowledge. Okay, so I understand people have the lack of knowledge in terms of slavery, the N-word, the black experience in the U.S., et cetera, et cetera. I understand that, and so I take everything with a grain of salt. Now, I also understand that some people do understand the N-word, slavery, etc., and they use that word to be derogatory intentionally. I do understand that. Now, with that girl, I think she was being a little bit of both, okay? I think she understood that it's something about this word that's bad and I shouldn't be saying it, but I don't give a fuck enough to learn. That's how I took that situation. But in this other example that I'm about to show you all, this is an example of the same country, but a much different vibe of the word being used.
Was the people cool or like?
The people was cool,
racist?
man. But I mean, I did have a racist experience. Somebody called me the N-word there.
For what?
Man, because we wouldn't watch, bro. It sounds stupid, but we wouldn't watch a football game with them. Like we was leaving the stadium, the soccer stadium. We was leaving a football stadium, and we were walking around, and they was like, "Oh, what's up?" Like a group of 30 people on one little bitty ass TV watching, and they was like, "Come over here and watch with us. Come over here and watch." And we was like, "Nah, we about to, we about to slide somewhere else." Shout out to my boy Wes. We about to slide somewhere else. And then they was like, all right then. Like, they was on some shit like, all right, fuck y'all then. And we was like, all right, whatever, man. We not finna, y'all 30 deep. Y'all beat our ass for real. You know what I'm saying? So we just kept walking. And then they were just saying every slur that came out. Like, they was like, bitch, nigga. And then we turned around and we was like, what? And then they was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, y'all got it this time because it's y'all 30 deep. Like, y'all, we ain't dumb. But, yeah, that was the only racist thing that really happened, like, ever in my travels for real. And it was just like they wasn't like that animosity don't really, if somebody calls me the N-word, it don't really hit the same unless they like a white American for some reason.
So this is obviously not a one-off issue in Argentina. This is a thing, right, that they do for whatever reason. Like and I've heard in Brazil as well, like, apparently this is what has been told to me by multiple Brazilians. If you ask Brazilians about Argentinians, they don't like Argentinians, okay? They hate Argentinians. But what has been told to me is it started from a football rivalry, which is soccer, right, for you Americans. It started as a football rivalry, but Argentinians just take it to the next level. Obviously, as you guys seen in the World Cup, it's a lot of black people in Brazil and on the Brazilian team. Argentinians will talk about black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it starts off like, okay, a little football, like rivalry, banter, but then it gets racist. You know what I mean? And so, like, Brazil not really fucking with that. And I think even maybe this year, a Argentinian girl called a Brazilian a monkey or some shit, made monkey noises. And she tried to leave, but I think they wouldn't let her leave, and they fined her for that because racism is actually illegal in Brazil. If you guys don't know that, like, racism is illegal in Brazil, and I'm sure like it's plenty of systematic shit going on, but just coming over there as an Argentinian and making racial slurs, like, no, they're not going for that type of shit. Okay, Brazil's not going for that type of shit. So America, take notes, right? Now. Once again, I think, like I said, those are two very different experiences. The experience I had and the experience that, shout out to CZ and Lord Williamson, shout out to them. But the experience that Lord Williamson had is much different from my experience. I think it's just two completely different type of scenarios. I think his is obvious disrespect, and the way he handled the situation, like, yeah, get the fuck up out of there. Like, it's mad people, just going about your business, right? Whatever the case may be. So nothing wrong with that or whatever, but that's different from my experience of me being at a hostel and a girl singing along to a song and saying nigga. It's much different experience, and I'm not sure, how would you guys have handled that situation? I want to know that. But another thing is this. What I've learned from traveling is that racism looks completely different in different places, right? In some places, it looks like staring. In some places, it looks like following you around a store. In some places, it looks like touching your hair without permission. In some places, it looks like talking about how dark you are. In some places, it looks like allowing other people that came in a restaurant after you to order before you. And in some places, it looks like outright lynching and police brutality. Okay? Now, my personal opinion, racism exists everywhere, but the level of racism is much different. The U.S. is the only place that I feel my life is at danger because I'm black. The racism that is everywhere else is like just bullshit. Like nothing actually happens. You know what I mean? There's no consequences behind their racism. In America, you have to take your hood off when you're walking around in the neighborhood at night when you're black. You know what I mean? You get nervous when you're getting pulled over because you don't know how the interaction is going to go. There's certain towns to this day that you can't go to after a certain time. There's a history, and to this day, an organization, the KKK, that exists that terrorizes black people. Okay? So, back to the comments, right? This is very ironic. Most of my audience is American. So the amount of people that told me, like, yo, don't go to Argentina. I would never go to Argentina. Argentina doesn't like black people. Argentina is racist. What the fuck do you think America is? I think it's so fucking hilarious that people are sitting in America telling me not to go to Argentina. I think that's like the funniest shit in the world. And I think people don't fully understand when they hear Argentina is racist. I think people don't fully understand what that means. A girl is singing a song and she said nigga. That's not a threat to my life. You feel me? Like, people staring at me or not speaking to me, that's not a threat to my life. That type of racism, me personally, I can tolerate. Okay, I'm from the South, bro. Where I went to school at Valdosta State. Nigga, Trump had a rally there when he was like first running for his presidency. And in that same city, I think his name is Kendrick Johnson. That's the boy, I think he was in high school, who got found rolled up in a mat with his face disfigured, and people were like, oh, it's an accident. That happens in America. Nigga, I don't have to worry about that type of shit in Argentina, gang. You know what I mean? I know you guys want to, or maybe you guys just don't fully understand what it means when people say Argentina is racist. Bro, even with other Laura and CZ conversation, even with bro example, they're saying racial slurs. We've been taught as kids, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Racism in the rest of the world is just words, okay? It's just words, and words can never hurt you. In the U.S., racism is sticks and stones. They breaking your fucking bones in the U.S., literally, okay, about that racist shit. It's not like that in the rest of the world, bro. So to tell me don't come to Argentina because it's racist, if you're typing that from America, bro, that's literally, what's the saying? The kettle calling the pot black? Nigga, you're in fucking America. How are you gonna tell me not to come to Argentina because it's racist? You live in fucking America. Did you guys forget that shit, nigga? Like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, literally, bro, like, There's no, like, the other day, my first night there, I'm drinking. I'm doing research. I'm like, oh, wait, can you, like, do public drinking? I'm walking past the cop, like, while I'm doing this research. And it's like, no, you can't do public drinking. I'm like, okay, cool, fuck it. I'm going to go just put this shit in a cup. I'm still breaking the fucking law. I'm still drinking, right? I leave out with this cup, and I walk past 2 police officers. They don't even look at me. Nigga, in America, let's be real, bro. In America, if you doing some illegal shit, you can't just walk past the police and nothing. Twice, and nothing happened. So, I'm not saying that Argentina is not racist. They're obviously fucking racist. Not everybody, but it's not a one-off situation, and they aren't strangers to racism, right? I'm not saying that it's just like this perfect place and there's no racism doesn't. I'm not saying that, right? But I'm saying outside the U.S., bro, racism is bullshit. It's not even like, it's not anything that can really affect your life unless you allow it to. It's not like the police are about to come and just like throw you on the ground and put an elbow to your neck and beat you up and disfigure you and all this type of shit. Like, it's not that, bro. That's not what racism looks like outside the U.S. It's very passive. And sometimes it's direct, like Lord, like somebody might say something directly to you, but it's still just saying something. You feel me? It's just saying something. And me personally, right, racism exists everywhere. As long as people are just saying and looking and staring and whatever the fuck, as long as I can go home at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. I really don't give a fuck about that shit. And I think when you travel, you just have to become a little bit more tolerant to certain things. If you let every little thing trip you out, then you're not gonna make it. And then also, you just have to understand. Like, for example, she's singing the song, she says nigga. Gang, that is not worse. I was in college, and every time I had like a long ass hallway. You know, like if you're in a hotel, if you're at the end of the hallway, you can't really see the beginning of the hallway. So me and my friends, my group of black friends would walk down the hallway, and after a certain point, I still don't know who the fuck doing this to this day. Somebody will open the door, crack it open, and just yell out the hard R. And I didn't know who the fuck said it. I didn't know anything, right? Nigga, you think I give a fuck about some Argentinian girl saying nigga? You think that's gonna ruin my day and make me not come to a fucking country and make these videos? What? You out of your fucking mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't, like, it's just not that deep to me. Like, I'm not saying it's okay. I don't think it's okay. Once again, I don't think it's okay. But I'm not gonna let something like that ruin my experience. I'm from America, gang. I don't give a fuck about bullshit racism. Like, niggas is not calling the police on some Karen shit. Niggas is not standing in front of my hostel like, oh no, prove that you live here. I don't believe you live here. I'm gonna call the police. That shit's not happening outside of the US. That's only some America shit. That's only some US stuff. And I understand, once again, like, if you haven't really traveled, your view of racism, you just think that's the type of shit that's happening everywhere. That's not happening everywhere, bro. The police, I've never in my life outside the US, never once have been worried about the police doing anything to me. I've never been concerned. I've never feared for my life outside the US on some racist shit. Never. Never, ever, 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 bro. Never. It doesn't exist like that in my experience outside the US. I just be chilling, bro. Also, bro, look, okay? So somebody just sent me this on Instagram. They asked me, is this real? I guess fucking so. But it's this burger place called Big Nigga Burgers. Big Nigga Burgers. Okay? It's in Argentina. Once again, okay, and the video that was sent to me is this,
So this video may get censored or taken down, but I'm not going to censor myself. So if you're sensitive, you can swipe away, move from the video, that's up to you. But this picture you're looking at here is a new burger store. It's a real place. It's not AI, it's not parody. It's called Big N. Yeah. They don't serve the burgers with regular white bread. Instead of that, they use dark black bread because, these are burgers. When you get the burger, they write this on the wrapper. Are you seeing this? So you basically order and eat with ketchup and fries. They play rap music in the store. Not Yasin Bey, not Dead Prez, not Common, Talib Kweli, Roots, Nas. No. They don't play any of that kind of music. They play trap music, grills, guns, drugs, booty shaking, music. They didn't call it my or real. It had to be big. So there's no language barrier. No. This is careful branding. And you want to guess where this place is? Argentina. 43,000 Instagram followers and listed on Rappi, which is the South American Uber Eats. So these guys are on official business, and the Argentine delivery ecosystem has actually accepted and delivers for these guys. So this means adults and teenagers from all over Buenos Aires and Argentina can order and eat big. Now, I told you Argentina is the most racist country in the world. I told you how they wiped out their black community. Both times, Argentines were in my DMs in the comments calling me a liar.
Okay, so I ain't gonna lie, that shit hurt my arm just to hold that up, right? So number one, I'm not going to nigga burger, okay? Number two, now this is where I disagree, okay? I don't believe, like he said, Argentina is the most racist country in the world. I don't believe that when niggas is actively right now getting killed by the police for being black. I don't believe that when Trayvon Martin exists. I don't believe that when, what's his name, Tamir Rice. I don't believe that Argentina is just more racist than the U.S. You feel me? Like, and so because I don't believe that, bro, niggas is not trying to kill me, okay? They have a burger, like, yes, they own some bullshit, right? They have a burger store called Big Nigga Burger, whatever the fuck, okay? Nigga, in America, they have the KKK. How the fuck is Big Nigga Burger more racist than the KKK? And America just allows the KKK. So my point is this. If I can live in America for all of my fucking life, I can go to Argentina. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I don't give a, that shit, like, is not going to stop me, bro. And once again, it goes back to, like, this is the type of racism that exists outside the U.S. It's not anything that's going to get you killed, okay? Like, it's not. You feel me? Like, it's insensitive and it's bullshit. Okay, yes, you can say that. But it's not anything that's going to get you killed. And you can say, well, I'm still not going to Argentina. That's cool. But you live in the U.S., which is more fucking racist. Or unless you're saying that the U.S. is less racist than Argentina. Like, okay, I guess. That's a crazy claim to make, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I've never felt my life was at danger. Are they on some bullshit? Yes. But at the end of the day, I can go to that restaurant, look at the sign, and then go home and go to my bed and wake up with no issues. You feel me? It's not a threat to my life. And that's my point. I'm like, it's to say Argentina is the most racist country when America exists. These niggas never even paid us back for slavery. We're like, you feel me? Like, and I understand Argentina has a crazy history, right? I get that. But America does too. You feel me? And on top of that, if we was to say like, okay, history is history, right? Terrible history. In the last 20 years, which country has killed more black people? Hey, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's my point. I'm like, bro, you can't, it's like the kettle calling the pot black. Like, the fuck, like, you won't go to Argentina, but you will live in America. I don't get it. So that's that. But that's the moral of the story, man. That's basically what happened. Like I said, my final take is I don't think she should say it. And I think she should have been open to educate herself on the situation at hand. And yeah, that's my final stance. But also everything else I said as well. And yeah, man, you all let me know what you thought about that, what you thought about the situation. What should I have done? What would you have done? And yeah, man, I appreciate you all tuning in. So that's Argentina. And yeah, but we're going to keep exploring, bro. Like I said, that shit ain't nothing. I'm not about to let somebody saying nigga ruin my trip. I'm about to go have a good ass time. Watch. Make sure you stay tuned, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace, love, shoe.